Happy Tuesday. It's the Jam Nation podcast with Jonesy and Amanda. Action-packed podcast.
We talked to Mel Schilling. You may know her as one of the experts from Married at First Sight. But she's been a psychologist of many years. She's got a new book out about confidence and self-esteem and how to go about lifting all those things.
I want to ask her, because she's married to Gareth, I wonder if she ever pulls out the expert card when they're in marital relations.
Or does she just pour a glass of red wine over his head, Sorrel style?
We catch up with our old mate Julia Morris.
The VMAs.
Yeah.
We do our roundup from two people who didn't even watch it.
There was a lot of VPL at the VMAs.
Oh, yeah, WTF.
Also, the pub test, banning petrol cars in 5 years. Does that pass the pub test?
And if someone knocked on your door and said, hello, I'm in the area, I'm not normally here, I grew up in this house, can I show my children or whatever, would you let them in?
Sounds reasonable to me.
You'd be surprised how often it happens. We'll talk about that in the Tribal Drum.
Enjoy the podcast.
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda.
Miss Keller. Amanda.
Doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
What is it you can't face?
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
But are you an idiot?
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Well, hello, Amanda.
Hello, how are you? How are you? Let me tell you this, we should be so excited. Sydney has a new record. The rain
Most
gauge,
gangland shootings in all of the country.
that's an old record,
That's
Brendan.
an old record.
In Sydney, the rain gauge has topped 2 metres for the year late on last Friday, making it the earliest date that has been reached since records began in 1858. So for 164 years, we have finally... Now, let me rephrase that. We set a new 164-year rainfall record last Friday. Most rain up to this date we've ever had
Yeah.
at this time of year.
Wow.
So you're excused for smelling of mould. You're excused for being cranky. You're excused for feeling that you're growing moss under your armpits, because you are.
That's just me.
And that's just you.
Riding in this morning, that was beautiful, though. The weather felt
Rained last night, didn't it?
There was a little springinal feel about it.
Original. Well, I keep thinking, like we missed summer. I think we're coming into this. The worst combination for me is hot and wet.
I like hot and wet.
Do you?
Yeah.
No, it's the worst combination.
No, hot and wet's good.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it
What's
is.
your favourite combination?
Hot and wet.
Well, no one likes it.
What do you mean no one likes it?
Because it's humid and no sunshine. That's a terrible combination.
Right.
Perfect combination is around Easter, where you get those crisp blue skies.
Oh, that's nice.
Start to wear a
May.
jacket.
May
April,
is nice.
May is perfect. The
May.
humidity of summer. I live in Sydney, but I can't deal.
Yeah, when you get like a grey day in Sydney in May and it's not too cold and there's no wind about, it's just beautiful.
Very nice.
It's nice, crisp.
Well, we're not having that, so sucko.
I want hot and wet.
Brendan, I've ignored your inferences.
There's no inference.
I find I have to change my sentences. It's like working with the naughty schoolboy. I have to change sentence halfway through because I know where you're going with something.
Well, I'm not going anywhere.
You know exactly what you're doing.
No, I don't. I've got no idea.
You stopped in year 10
Yeah.
with your humour and that's it.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Come on. I
on.
know, yeah, exactly. I'm not coming on anything. I know. It speaks itself.
It does, doesn't it? Action-packed show today for Tuesday. Julia Morris is going to be swinging by. It's always good to catch up with Julia.
Excellent.
$10,000 question makes its return, and we can't do anything till we do the Magnificent Seven.
Who wrote the play Romeo and Juliet? It's question number 1.
Jam Nation podcast.
We have the Magnificent Seven questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will say...
I'll say congratulations. Let's not talk about hot and wet.
But it's about getting question 7, right? Jeremy's here.
Hello, Jeremy.
In Narellan Vale.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's kick off with you. Who wrote Romeo and Juliet?
Shakespeare.
That's right.
Paddle Pop Cyclone, and Calippo are all types of what?
Icebox.
Yeah, they're ice blocks.
Yeah. I
Or
thought.
ice confectionery.
Yeah. I thought the question was we're all from which brand. Was the question. Brendan, it's to you. Are you having an out-of-body
No, I'm just
experience?
saying what. It's the way it came out.
Okay. You know what? How about we just make up the questions?
Just make up the questions.
Why don't we do that?
What colour is Amanda's jacket today?
So our team has worked hard on all of this, but why don't we just make up the questions?
Do you know?
Question
are we gonna,
3.
Are we going to do
What's
this on
one
air?
on? What time is it on the planet Thrangiops?
Oh, it's Tuesday. I forgot.
Well, no, you're.
It's Tuesday.
Don't
You're like
say-
this on a Tuesday.
Don't make this about me. This question has been completely misread by you, and suddenly it's my fault.
Jeremy is still
Jeremy,
there.
are you still there?
I'm laughing inside so hard.
The actual question, just for the sake
why
of
don't
our
we do
team
this
who
off
put
air?
this
Let's do
together.
this off air. Let's not bring it-
Here's the
let's-
actual question: Paddle Pop, Cyclone, and Calippo are ice confectioneries made by which brand?
Streets.
Yes. So
There you go.
now
So
we're
it's
all
a
happy
moot.
now.
It's a moot point. What's on
Well,
the
imagine
box?
saying, "What's a paddle pop?" How as if that would be the question.
Have you sometimes some Dumbos on here don't get any questions or answers to these questions? So today was just one of those days.
All
Not,
right.
not saying you're a Dumbo, Jeremy. You're
No,
very
you're
smart.
not the Dumbo,
You're
Jeremy.
great. What's on the box? Let's play that.
Television.
I'll turn the box on.
Which TV show has this theme?
Picture a man who's entered the Magnificent Seven.
Do you know?
The Twilight Zone.
It is.
Twilight Zone. Question 4. This is multiple choice for you. Which chocolate was invented to use leftover violet crumble shards? Was it A, Birdie Beetle, B, Twirl, C, Cherry Ripe?
Birdie Beetle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Birdie Beetle was initially made to rival the Freddo Frog by their rivals Cadbury, and was devised as a means of using the leftover shards of honeycomb. I didn't know. Was there honeycomb in a Birdie Beetle?
Yeah, they get all the floor sweepings at the end of the day. and
Couple of Band-Aids.
Scoop it all up and then put it into the moulds of a Birdie Beetle.
And shove them into an Easter show bag.
And yum. A standard guitar has how many strings, Jeremy?
6.
6. Question 6. Oh, let's not cheer this one. It's the anniversary. How many years ago did Princess Diana die?
Oh. Oh, no.
Am I breaking the news of her death to you now?
No, you're not. 25?
Yes. 25 years ago.
This week, Wednesday is the 25th anniversary of her passing.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you remember where you were when it happened?
I think we all do. I all remember where I
I was
was.
drilling a drainage hole in some cement.
Is there now a plaque?
I used to call it Diana's Hole. It's true. It's a drainage hole in Brisbane. It's in Brisbane.
All right, people can visit it.
Yeah, you can visit my old house in Bulimba if you want to have a look. But it was a little drainage hole. I remember my wife said Princess Di's dead, and I went, what? And I just looked at the hole. I was very sad.
Oh, I've never heard a more moving story.
Question 7 for you, Jeremy.
Question 7.
All the way, Jeremy.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Which award show happened yesterday in New Jersey?
Oh, no. What kind of show was it?
It was
No,
a-
no,
an
no,
award
we
show.
can't tell you. It was question 7, Jeremy. I'm so sorry. We don't give any clues for question 7, and we definitely don't give what kind of thing is a paddle pop. We don't give those easy ones every
Are we
day.
still dredging that up?
It was a minute ago, yes.
That's just ancient history. Sorry, Jeremy. Question 7 of the Magnificent 7. Which award show happened yesterday in New Jersey?
Jam Nation.
We're into the Magnificent 7 and we're up to question number 7.
That's where Amy from Mossman comes in. Hello, Amy.
Hello, Josie and Amanda.
Hello.
Amy.
There was an award show yesterday in New Jersey. What was it?
The MTV Video Music Awards.
Very
That's
good,
right.
Amy. What about those outfits they wear? That's just mental.
I think wearing is a loose term.
Well, you could just show up in a Kelly Country outfit, like a suit, standard suit, and you'd stand out.
You look
because
like
everyone
a freak, though.
Because everyone looks like a fruit.
Everyone was wearing the strangest thing. We're going to drill down on the VMAs a little
Yeah.
bit later.
In the meantime, back to you, Amy. Congratulations, you've won the Jam Pack, a $150 Skin Clinic voucher. The team at the Skin Clinic have a passion to bring your skin to life. A family pass to Taronga Zoo, Sydney. Come and discover Taronga Zoo, the zoo with a harbour view, and Jonesy and Amanda Coach Tours, fit colouring, and some standard pencils. Amy, is there anything you would like to add to this?
I mean, I hate being a Taylor Swift fan, you know?
Yeah, well, T-Swizzle.
Pulling it out.
Yes.
Winning me 150.
Well, she was dressed quite demurely as well, our
Well,
Taylor.
did you think? No, she was kind of in a beaded, see-through-ish thing.
No, but it wasn't that see-through.
No, compared to some of the others, she was in a flannelette blanket.
There was no buzz on display.
No.
Good on you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
And we are up and running.
Well, I'm going to flick through the Jalmanac, our big book of musical facts. On this day in 2017, so not long ago, Ringo Starr's copy of the Beatles' White Album was officially announced as the most expensive long play ever sold at auction. $790,000, according to the Guinness Book of Records.
Whoa.
The album is the longest of the Beatles' records, coming in at 94 minutes of listening time.
Mm-hmm.
How many hours is that? 120 is 2 hours. So, hour and a half is... it's a long album.
I kind of tuned out,
but
as soon
not
as
as
you said
long.
numbers. Yeah, it's a long time.
Rumour has it that on this record that was sold for $790,000, you can see Ringo's fingerprints. I would have wiped them off when I put that into my K-Tel record
you
selector.
broken out the
Oh,
spray
look
and-
at all this.
Spray and
I
white.
got Mr. Sheened it all off. Listen to this. Let's play a Beatles song.
Yeah.
It's this one.
Goodness
Love
me.
it. Love it.
Jam Nation.
You know how I like to buy stuff on eBay?
Oh, do I?
I like to sell stuff on eBay. I like to buy stuff on eBay. And lately I've just been buying just old bits of memorabilia, vintage signs and stuff like that. I'm just a bit obsessed. And in my shed I put these signs up. And I was looking, and I'll just show you this. So I found this old wooden sign that I
Yeah.
thought over in America. And it was from an old boat house or something
And what
like
does it say?
It
Let me have
says
a look.
speedboats for rent.
Speedboat's friend for an old boathouse.
Yeah, and I thought it was a replica. I thought it was... I know it's a replica. I know it's not original. But how big would you say that sign is? We're looking at it. What
I
would you
would
expect?
imagine it would be as tall as a fire hydrant.
A fire hydrant. And that's a fair representation. I didn't really look at the measurements. I just presumed that it would be bigger. And it cost me $19 Australian. And it just arrived the other day.
Oh, they could post something that big for you. Right.
That's the sign.
It's the size of a drink bottle.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do with that?
And
It's
also,
like a
it's not
bookmark.
wooden in any
No,
way.
it's just
What's this? It's plastic.
Yeah. It's plastic.
That's like something you would see in a shop in the Blue Mountains and you'd go, ugh, next to the greeting cards.
Yeah, and I would have paid not as much for it.
Well, that's terrible.
I know, and the sad thing about it, I wasn't even drunk. I bought that sober.
Did they not tell you the dimensions?
Well, yeah, they did. Well, in further
they're
inspection.
numbers,
Yeah.
and you couldn't work it out.
Well, how's that? Because I thought with America it had 14 inches, 14 feet, inches, feet, centimetres.
And you got confused.
Yeah, well, that's 14 inches
Right.
there.
So what are you going to do with it? Bookmark.
Do you want it?
No,
Christmas?
no. But what do I want it for? The most disappointing thing you've ever bought. Would you like it for Christmas? Thanks, Brendan. But you can deal with that yourself.
Come on, you didn't want my Tom Cruise head.
No.
You don't want my antique chamber pot that I got you.
That's the stories it would tell. If this chamber pot could
Yeah.
talk, I often think.
Maybe no one wants a talking chamber pot.
No, I don't want to know the stories. It's seen.
Like the Flintstones. Oh, it's a living.
Was there a talking toilet?
No.
Oh.
It was a garbage disposal. Remember they under the sink?
Yes.
It's a living.
Yeah.
They remember that?
I do. You know that wasn't a documentary.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
What do you know about the VMAs?
Did they used to be the MTV Awards?
Well, they still are, the MTV Video Music Awards.
Oh, so now they're just known as the VMAs, Video Music Awards.
And famously, when Kanye said that Beyonce should have got the award. Remember, he
That went
crashed
to
the
Taylor
stage
Swift.
for Taylor Swift. The Taylor Swift was
I'm not
just
going to let you
standing there.
finish.
Yeah, and then, he got on there. And I think that was the other one where he did the mic drop and said in the future he's going to run for president in 2020.
How's that going for him? Did he
I think-
run for... I can't remember how it went.
I think America's going well under President Kanye.
May as well have been. Well, it was extraordinary. Let's talk first of all about the outfits. It's not going to be, as you say, your Kelly Country suits.
I reckon you'd get away with a Kelly Country suit, though, because everyone else is dressed up crazily. So if you just wore a Kelly Country suit, everyone would go, oh, look at that guy.
Is Lil Nas X the one who... No, it's Lil Uzi Vert who's got the diamond in his forehead, isn't
Yes.
it? Lil Nas X who sang Old Town Road.
Yeah, with Billy Ray.
He had two different outfits. The first one, the red carpet outfit, I've got to show and tell for you.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
It looked like he's got a giant feather Ferris wheel behind him and he's got a big hoop skirt.
Yeah.
Duh. Next one, he's just got a black dress with cutouts.
Yes.
Jean-Paul Gaultier, this is what Lizzo, she had two outfits.
She's wearing them at once, or?
Well, no, she wasn't wearing them at once, but the material is beautiful. It's like she's in this big blue curtain. I don't want to be rude saying it's a curtain, but it's just this beautiful material wrapped around her there. Some people said it looked like a parachute and others said it was a disaster. So parachute was the good term, disaster was the bad one. What about this band called the Maneskin?
The Maneskin.
This is where the girl who's in the Maneskin, and they performed on the night.
I feel like you're mispronouncing that, is it?
Mainskins?
The Mainskins.
M-A-N-E?
Right, you know.
Maneskin?
Maneskin.
Let's not throw in a third option. But she had an off-the-shoulder dress that was cut to the waist on one side with no bosom covering except a silver nipple covering.
I saw that.
But then when she was performing, the nipple covering came off and he was wearing a pair of chaps with his bum hanging out. And apparently people said censorship because they cut to wide shots so no one could see any detail on the stage.
Right.
So they were the outfits. Oh, look at this one. This girl's just wearing a doona. Look at that. It's a padded doona.
And it looks like an hoodie, yeah.
Wow. And this girl looks like Mickey Mouse. And
I think that is Mickey Mouse.
One of the good ones.
Yeah, right.
Look, it's just, and these are the names: Monet Exchange.
Yep.
Shansia. I don't know who these people are, and that doesn't matter because this isn't for me.
It's not for you.
I'm not the audience for the VMAs.
No.
But let's get down to the audio.
Who is the audience for the VMAs? Just out of curiosity, Ryan, did you watch that?
Nah.
Are you so?
So you're how old are you?
24.
Are you watching music videos?
Nah.
Okay, so it's not Ryan. And it's not you and it's not me. So somewhere,
leaves the rest of the population.
So somewhere in between our demographic of 24 to 60.
Or under 24 maybe.
Yeah, it must be around 30.
Johnny Depp started the show. The show kicked off with him floating in supposedly as a spaceman, but it was just his face projected in a spaceman's helmet, isn't it? It wasn't really there floating in as a spaceman.
How could you tell?
He had this to say.
Hey, you know what? I needed the work. I just want you guys to know that I'm available for birthdays, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, weddings, wakes, any old thing you need. Anything. You name it. So, I'm also a dentist.
What was that about?
He's a dentist.
But why a dentist? Is that a reference to something I don't know?
I don't know.
Did he get there at 2:30? No.
No.
Okay.
I think he was there at 6 o'clock.
Okay, just on time.
Yeah.
One of the big winners of the night was Lizzo. She performed on the night.
Yeah.
I like this song. She couldn't let a sentence go. Well, she was one of the big winners on the night and gave a charming acceptance speech.
And now, to the bitches that got something to say about me in the press, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing. They be like, Lizzo, why don't you clap back? Why don't you clap back? Because, bitch, I'm winning, ho. Bitch is winning, ho.
Well, that's very gracious.
Makes me think of the late Judith Durham.
That's a very gracious speech.
I was wondering who had said rude things about her.
Who slagged off Lizzo?
Well, there was this. I think she's referring, says here, to the insulting comments that a comedian, Aries Spears, made during an interview. When asked about Lizzo's music, he said, quote, "Can't get over that her body looks like the SHIT emoji." Oh, that's mean. He said she's got a pretty face, but she keeps showing her body off. Sister, put the eclair down. It's treadmill time. Hell, no wonder she's offended at that.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
That's a terrible thing to
That's
say.
terrible. Flea, your mate Flea.
Faces from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, he made a beautiful speech.
I love cockroaches and dirt and trees and every human being and the and the fish in it and deer antlers and birds and sky and love. And everything that isn't love is cowardice. I love you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you.
Maybe less drugs for Flea next time.
Maybe.
Maybe less drugs.
Well, it's not for us, but
It's
there's
not.
our wrap-up of the VMAs.
Jam Nation.
There's a couple of questions that I have to ask you.
I don't answer questions.
Just answer the question, okay?
What's in it for me?
$10,000 reward.
You know what happens here? Every morning we have $10,000 up for grabs. All you have to do is answer 10 questions in 60 seconds. You do that, you get $10,000.
Well, the person who gets the money is the person who answers question 10 correctly. You get on, have a go. The minute you hesitate, the minute you're wrong, you're out and someone takes your place.
That duty falls on the shoulders of David of Mount Colah. Hello, David.
Yeah, hey guys, how you going?
Hello,
Are you up for
David.
this challenge, David?
Oh, look, I'll just do my best.
That's all we can ask of you, David. Are you ready to start?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, David. We have 10 questions. We have 60 seconds and people are waiting to take your place. Good luck. Question 1. A group of elephants is known as what?
A herd.
Question 2. A Vindaloo curry originated in which country?
India.
Question 3. The Enmore Theatre is located in which Sydney suburb?
Enmore.
Jeff's in Glenwood.
The Enmore Theatre is located in which Sydney suburb?
Newtown.
Question 4. Manu Fidel is currently a host on which reality show?
Michael Gerald.
Question 5. Which English king had 6 wives?
Louis VIII.
Question 6. What's the name of Harry Potter's pet owl?
Hedwig.
Question 7. In which ocean is the Bermuda Triangle located?
Atlantic.
Question 8. What element has a chemical symbol K?
Potassium.
Question 9. Who commissioned the Volkswagen Beetle?
Fiddler.
Question 10. What does a conchologist collect?
Shells.
You've done it, Jeff! Jeff, you've done it. $10,000.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow is the word, my man. What about that?
What are you going to do with 10 grand?
Oh, pay some bills, I think.
Oh.
And David got you over the line a little bit at the start, but Enmore brought him unstuck.
Oh,
Whoa.
that is just brilliant.
God,
Conchologists collect shells because it's spelt conchologist. And
Yeah.
conch was the giveaway, but it's pronounced conchologist.
Conchologist.
And you knew it. How brilliant,
Good
Jeff.
on you, Jeff.
Thank you. Wow.
Wow. Sounds like you're a little bit breathless.
You might need a little bit of a cup of tea there, mate.
10 minutes ago I was asleep, so that's good.
Good on you.
Jeff, congratulations. $10,000.
See,
Well done.
That's the 4th time the $10,000 question has been solved, so it can be
It
done.
can be done. We start again tomorrow. You can try your luck then.
Congratulations, Jeff of Glenwood. It'll be back again tomorrow.
Jam Nation.
I'm still reeling from Jeff of Glenwood winning $10,000.
What about
Pretty good,
that?
isn't it? I'll ask you this. If someone knocked on your door and said, we used to live here or my family lived here, can we come in and have a look?
Oh, that's a tough one. Depends what they look like.
What does that mean?
What's a nice old lady or something like that? You think it's all
Carrying
right?
an Uzi?
Yeah, but if it looks like a urban gangster, they'd probably think otherwise.
Well, a woman has written
It'd be tough.
this on social. She said, I've just returned home and found a note from someone who says they used to live in my house. They were asking if I'd allow them to show the house to their daughter who was born here. They're staying nearby for the next few days. My initial reaction was to ignore the note as I thought it might have been a scam. And then even if they were genuine, I didn't know if I wanted them in my house. There was a mobile number at the top, which I thought I'd ring to say it's not really convenient. But the phone is switched off with no ability to leave a message. I don't know if this is unreasonable. Am I being scammed?
Oh, that
What's
sounds
going on?
scamish if they've left the number and you can't ring through.
But then if you ring them to say, yes, you can, how's that a scam? She was unsettled by it.
Yeah, it is
It's
unsettling.
weird. Look, in these days, we don't even answer our phones if we don't know the number, let alone letting someone into your house. But if your house is is part of someone else's story. I may have told you this story before when Harley and I were travelling with Beyond 2000, had a day off, and he thought we were in England, and he thought, I'll go and visit the family home that he'd grown up in. He's a Kiwi, but when he was 2, his family had moved to England, and then they moved back to New Zealand years later. But he just walked down the street and looked at the house he used to live in, and it's so unlike him, but something compelled him to knock on the door. And the people who lived there, and that was probably 30 years before, the people who were living there had bought the house off Harley because his parents had moved back.
Yep.
And as a late teenager, he was in the house when they sold the house. And he knocked on the door and they remembered him. And they said, come in. You've left something behind. And on the kitchen counter was a little bowl that had some marbles in it. Harley had lost his marbles.
He left his marbles
in the backyard, and they found them and left them in a bowl on the windowsill.
Well, that's a nice story.
Yes, it's a lovely story. He was just blown away by that. Told his parents, and it was amazing. But not every story is going to be like that.
I've done it before when a house is up for sale, and then you pretend that you're looking through the house.
Yeah, that's different though, because you've got permission just to walk through.
You have permission to do that, but I
like
wouldn't
a
do
sticky
it.
beak.
I wouldn't do it otherwise.
But if you were travelling, say you'd been brought up in another country and you were walking past the house, would you knock on the door and say, can I show my kids where I grew up? So the Tribal Drum is asking this. Have you done it? Has it happened to you, visiting your old house?
Saw the light on, thought we'd pop in.
Has it worked for you? Was it weird?
Yeah, I'd love to hear this.
Jam Nation
Podcast.
So what would you do? Someone knocks on your door or sends you a note under the door or calls you and says, we used to live in that house. My kids would love to see it. Can we come through the house? What would you do? Have you done this? Did you have a good experience? Was it weird? That's what we're asking this morning. Visiting your old house.
Saw the light on, thought we'd pop in.
Steve has joined us. Hello, Steve.
Hello, good morning, Jonesy, Amanda. How are you this morning?
Great.
Did you do the visiting or did you have people over?
No, we've done the visiting. Me, my brother, and my dad. Dad was like that. We drove around, and after about 15 years, after they were married, and we went to visit the old house we used to live. So when Dad was like that, like I said, he knocked on the door, we went in. Wow, these people living there. They had a photo when they were married, like a long time ago, in 1966 in Melbourne, a picture, a black and white photo of Dad and Mum.
Yeah.
It was missing. You could not find it. There it was on the wall. Do you believe that? On the wall. We freaked out.
They left it on the...
So your dad had left it behind and they'd kept it on the wall?
We could not find this photo, for years and years, and it was left in that house. The people who lived there bought it, put it on the wall.
They bought it? What do you mean? Wasn't it in the house?
No, they bought the house.
Oh, yeah. They bought the house and left it on the wall.
Yeah, when we went there to visit and that, we knocked at the door. The photo was on the wall in the lounge room.
Did they give it back?
We didn't say nothing about it. We freaked out.
Well, you would freak out.
Would you freak out? Because a whole lot of people love vintage photographs and they've thought, what a lovely old photo, we'll leave it up on the wall. Nothing creepy. They might have liked it.
Did they know it was your dad up on the wall?
We didn't say nothing, really. We just said we lived it. They didn't notice, but they didn't notice. We didn't say nothing. That's 20 years later, my dad looked a bit different, you know what I mean?
Wow.
It's like when you buy a picture for the frame.
And leave it in.
It's got like a couple, they put those stock photos in there. You just keep that.
Yeah.
Because they usually got a nice looking couple or cute kids, so I'll keep that.
But if there's a nice vintage wedding photo on the wall, you'd leave it up. You think, I don't know who these people are, but it's lovely. They're the old owners.
I would have said, although do you say anything, because that's just weird. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Alexis is with us. Hello, Alexis.
Hi, Jonesy and Amanda. How are you this morning?
Great.
Did you go visiting?
We did. My sister and I were tasked with something. My parents sold the family home of 17 years. Shortly before we moved out, my father had purchased 4 vintage watches, which he was going to give to us upon his passing. But he'd hidden them in the house because he's a bit of a ferreter. And so he forgot about them, supposedly. And we'd moved out. We'd been out for 2 weeks. The people had moved in. We were asked by our dad, I've actually left the watches hidden in the house. Can you and your sister go back, to the house and ask if you can go through the master bedroom and see if these watches are still there. So we rock up on a weekend to this family who've now moved into our old family home to say, we're really sorry, but we've got to go through your vents in your bedroom to see if we've left these vintage watches here. We're halfway through the job and we get a phone call from my dad going, hey, girls, we've found the watches. You don't have to worry about going to the house anymore.
They must have thought you were crazy.
we got a number of very weird looks. I can tell you that.
I'm surprised we haven't had a call from those people
These
this morning.
weirdos went from an undies drawer looking for some watches.
They went through the vents in our bedroom, through the undies drawer, then halfway through said, oh, never mind, and left.
And you wouldn't have mentioned anything to them, would you?
What do you mean?
Well, we didn't want to scare them too much.
Yeah, you don't want to say, oh, Dad just rang, the watches aren't here after all.
Oh, makes me anxious all round.
That's terrible.
We're going to take more of your calls after the news.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Places, everybody.
Sorry I'm late.
There's no time to waste.
The clock is ticking.
Let's do this thing.
Hello there. What would you do if someone leaves a note at your front door asking, can they come and have a gander at your house because their daughter was born in that very house?
Well, in this case, this woman took to Mumsnet, to talk about it, and she said that she wasn't comfortable with it, but she thought she'd call them to tell them that. And the number was weird, and no answering machine, no one answered it. Very unusual. She thought, am I being scammed?
Yeah.
But this is an unusual occurrence. My husband did it when he went to England, knocked on the door and said, I grew up here, and they remembered him. They had collected his marbles from the backyard. There was a bowl of the marbles on the windowsill. We said, we're waiting for you to come back 30 years later.
How do you navigate this? The tribal drama's beating for this.
Saw the light on, thought we'd pop in.
Walter's joined us.
Hello, Walter.
Hello, how are you?
Very well.
Amanda.
Did you visit your old house?
I did indeed, the house we grew up in. So some years after that, when my brother and I left the home, we had to put Mum in a nursing home. And so we cleared the house out and we couldn't find Mum's black cat. So 4 or 5 years later, after we put Mum in a nursing home, I went back to the house and I noticed a black cat. And I went down to the house and I knocked on the door and I asked the new owners, that black cat, do you own that black cat? And they said, no, we inherited it from the previous owner. I said, well, that happens to be my mother. And so we were able to catch it, and I kept the cat. They were quite happy to give me the cat, and I was able to keep the cat for another several years. So, unusual story.
And the cat was how you got into the house. That's good.
Yeah, interesting. I just happened to pass on that particular day, and there was the cat.
What are the chances?
Incredible.
Yeah.
So it was great because Mum had passed away during that time, so we had something to keep that belonged to Mum.
Yeah.
A living creature, so it was wonderful.
Mum's cat.
Wow.
Good on you, Walter. Denise has joined us as well.
Hello, Denise.
Good morning, Jonesy and Amanda. How are you?
Very well. Did someone come visiting you?
Yeah, I had an English couple knock at the front door, and I was here on my own. Now, I live in a house that my grandfather built, so to my knowledge, only family had ever lived here. And she arrived at the front door and said, I lived here when I was a child, and I want to come through and look at the place. Oh. And she didn't even ask, and I, to my knowledge, I said to her, look, I think only family has ever lived here. I'm really sorry, but no. And she said, aren't you going to let me in? And I went, well, no. No, I'm not going to let you in. I don't know anyone else who's ever lived here. And they got really angry at me. Both she and her husband got really angry at me, and they said, well, do you think we're going to rob the place or something? And I said, look, I'm really sorry, but no, you can't come in. And they did. They backed out, and they were just sort of yelling at me as they walked out. I wouldn't let them in the house. But later on, I spoke to my mum. It really unsettled me. And I spoke to my mum, and she said, look, many, many, many years ago, my mum went to New Zealand, and my grandparents rented the house out for 6 months. Now, it well could have been this lady that was here, but But the story definitely was that there was only a baby here because there were pram marks around the walls where they'd walked the pram around the house and it had gouged into the walls. So there was not...
Right.
I don't know that she would have remembered the place, but I actually phoned the police and said, look, I don't know if this is a scam going around, but I felt really weird.
Yeah.
And their anger seems inappropriate, doesn't it?
And they were bad tenants as well. They damaged the house. I'd have broken the hose out, given them a good hosing. Good on you,
Well, that would
Denise.
have been a thought, wouldn't
There
it?
we go. Is to get the hose on
Yeah,
them.
their anger was very off-putting.
Yeah, you've got to navigate that. If someone says
allowed
no,
to-
you
yeah.
can't arc
Yeah,
up about it.
That's right. Yeah.
Denise, you did the right thing.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I would have thought if they'd said, look, can you have a think about it? Here's our phone number. Call us. We're staying in the area. Then I might have actually been able to think about it. But this was just took me so off guard. And I thought, you can't get angry at me for not letting you in my home.
No. And so you think we're going to steal things? Well, actually, yes, you might.
Good on you, Denise. Jam Nation. Let's get on down to the Jonesy and Amanda Answer the Pub test. Today, banning new petrol and diesel cars within 5 years. Does it pass the pub test?
This isn't a government directive, but this is a radical plan that's come from a think tank, the Committee for Sydney. And this is an urban policy think tank made up of highly influential business leaders, infrastructure experts, and they've set out a variety of proposals to help us halve our carbon dioxide emissions by 2030. One of them, as you say, is banning new petrol and diesel cars within 5 years. We all know that a lot of infrastructure will have to take place before then. Charging stations, it's one thing if you put one in your own garage, but if you live in a big block of flats, if you park on the street, how is all of this going to happen? Lots of things will need to be changed. The cost of electric cars. I think this will only apply to new cars, your own car, if it isn't going to have to go and be sent to the crushers. I think our move in this direction is inevitable. Countries all around the world are doing it. Egypt, South Korea, India. They are targeting the sale of all electric cars before 2030. So other countries are doing this.
Well, we're going to kill Bill Shorten's election chances, though, didn't it?
Interesting. Here's what Scott Morrison said in 2019.
It's not going to tow your trailer. It's not going to tow your boat. It's not going to get you out to your favourite camping spot with your family. Bill Shorten wants to end the weekend when it comes to his policy on electric vehicles.
We have a government who now supports electric vehicles, and here we are 4 years later, this think tank saying we need to start planning for that now.
Yeah. What do you think? Banning new petrol and diesel cars within 5 years. Does this pass the pub test?
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Well, our next guest is one of the experts on Married at First Sight, but before dealing with the likes of Cyclone Sorrell, and Jessica Power, Mel Schilling had a 20-year career in psychology. All of this makes her well equipped to write a book on all things confidence and building our self-esteem. Her new book is called The C Word, a confronting title but a very interesting idea.
That's confidence.
Mel Schilling, hello.
Hello, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. The C word would confuse some people, but the C is for confidence.
It is. It's actually for courage, confidence and competence. So it's actually 3 words in one.
The 3 C's.
Because that's what we're told is about ourselves these days, is that we have no resilience, no emotional intelligence, no robust emotions on hand anymore. Is this because of the pandemic or is there more to it?
Look, the pandemic's certainly given us a hit. You know, I would say globally there's a crisis of confidence. We've been locked down. Even our little social skills like how to actually strike up small talk with people has been snuffed out because it's a muscle, isn't it, like any other, and we haven't been using it. So we're a bit rusty. So I feel like it's a good time for us to start taking a look at our confidence once again.
And in Australia, we don't like people that are overly confident, do we, though?
Yes, that is such a good point because culturally this differs a lot around the world. You know, if you go to the US, you are absolutely revered for being successful and shouting it from the rooftops. But try doing that here in Oz and you'll be shut down because, you know, we don't brag, we don't blow our own trumpet. So there's this really interesting tightrope that we need to walk here in Australia, particularly for women who are very easily labelled as aggressive, you know, if we're being confident or as being, you know, the B word. So we've got to be really, really careful about how we express our confidence and to make sure that it's deep, authentic confidence, not just the superficial stuff.
When we look at the people on Married at First Sight, so many of us, there's no way in the world we'd do it because it takes confidence and guts to put yourself out there on any dating service, but particularly a television one. Are those people confident, or are they authentically confident? Are they TV confident?
Look, that's a really good question, because I think people look at them on TV and would assume that, wow, they're so confident to do something like this. But they're really not always. And that's the difference between what I would call performative confidence and real authentic confidence. So many people can perform confidence, and often we see this with people on TV or in the movies or pop stars, where they can actually switch it on, be in the moment, and actually perform a role of confidence. And many of us do this in our everyday jobs and lives as well. But when we think about authentic confidence that goes deeper, this is about self-esteem and self-efficacy. So beneath all of that facade of, sort of being the loudest voice in the room, it's about really having self-worth, believing that you deserve happiness and success, but also backing yourself and saying to yourself, yeah, I can actually do this. I've got the skill to actually take myself toward those goals that I want to achieve.
Yeah, it's hard though, isn't it?
Yeah. It's hard, and there is a gender gap here. So this is what I find really interesting, and one of the things that really drove me in writing this book was, we are socialised differently as kids, aren't we? We reward the boys for being competitive and leader-like and taking risks in their play. And the girls, well, we kind of reward them for being kind and for being nurturing and for starting new friendships. And look, all of those skills are great and definitely helpful as we grow up, but what I find with a lot of adult women is they have little girl hangovers in later life. And, we see some of these kind of dysfunctional behaviours that come through in their behaviour as adults that belong in the kindergarten, but not necessarily in the boardroom, so they can sabotage women. But what is really interesting is there was some research that was done by Hewlett-Packard a few years ago where they got a group of men and a group of women and got them to take a look at a job description and decide whether or not they would put themselves forward for that job. And the men took a look at the criteria, compared themselves against it. When they met about 60% of the criteria, they said, yep, I'll put myself forward, and they'd jump in. What percentage do you think the women had to meet before they applied?
You have to be pretty high.
80.
Amanda, it was 100.
100%.
Wow.
100%.
Oh, gee. Actually, speaking of 100%, married at first sight, because that's a phrase they like to wheel out all the time, the contestants.
Hungy.
They were 100%, although someone did say 2,000%. I thought, oh, come on.
They've upped the ante.
But it started filming. You're back on the show again with the rest of the gang?
Yes, we are. We're deep in the filming now, so it's very exciting. Of course, Married at First Sight UK went to air last night, so that just premiered last night in the UK, so that's very exciting. But now I'm here on the ground and filming in Sydney.
Because you're also one of the experts on Married at First Sight UK. Culturally, are they more brash, less brash? What are they like compared to us?
Do you know what? I went into it with all of these preconceived ideas, I've got to say, some stereotypes about what I expected from the Brits. Stiff upper lip and being a bit more conservative, maybe a bit reserved. But, oh, my gosh, I got to tell you, I was put in my place pretty damn quickly. I think if you were to put the two shows on side by side with the sound off, you probably wouldn't know which show you were watching. Yeah, really similar. Because it's universal, isn't it? We're really just talking about human behaviour and relationships and mating, we're just like the apes in many ways.
It must be hard, though, when you're at home and you're sitting there with Gareth, your husband, and, do you pull out your maths expert card there? The poor guy wouldn't be able to win.
It doesn't wash with him. I just have to give him a certain look, and he says, I'm not one of your couple.
You pour a glass of red wine on his head and you're done.
Well, Mel, we're looking forward to your book, 100%. The C Word
100%.
by Mel Schilling is out in all good bookstores and online. I'm looking forward to seeing you back on Married at First Sight when it comes back.
Oh, thanks, Jonesy. Thanks, Amanda.
Nice to talk to you, Mel.
Jam Nation.
I want you to get up right now.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy Demander Arms for the pub test. Banning new petrol and diesel cars within 5 years. Does this pass the pub test?
This is a radical plan from a think tank, a committee for Sydney. This is an urban policy think tank made up of business leaders, infrastructure experts to try and come up with some proposals to halve our carbon dioxide emissions by 2030. One of the things is banning new petrol and diesel cars within 5 years. We just got, and we accept that at the moment, our infrastructure is not set up for it. There would have to be radical changes to our infrastructure to be able to do this. We got an email from Donald saying, have a look at this. He had his hybrid battery replaced. Have a look how much, Brendan. Have a look down the bottom.
Okay, labour, $1,200. Ooh, that's deep. Coolant, $33.
Get to the juicy bit.
Battery, $26,853.99.
Yeah.
Whoa. So all up $29,000 to do a service.
To replace the battery.
Things. In the old days, cars used to run on steam. And in the old days, we used to use whale oil to supply stuff. And I think down the track, one day, we will have all electric cars. But it's not happening in 5 years.
Well, we have to have some kind of impetus to do it. And I think we have to be made to do it, maybe.
Well, it killed Bill Shorten's election chances, didn't it?
This is what Scott Morrison said just before the election.
It's not going to tow your trailer. It's not going to tow your boat. It's not going to get you out to your favourite camping spot with your family. Bill Shorten wants to end the weekend when it comes to his policy on electric vehicles.
Well, this has been my gripe, is that we had that government in power for 9 years, so no big investment was done in alternative energies.
And for all accounts,
we should be further along by now.
The new Harley-Davidson, the Livewire, that's quite a unique motorcycle, and that is the future. It's totally different.
Countries all around the world are doing this. We have been behind the eight ball because we have had to start again. You know, we haven't had the impetus or the investment to do this properly.
So here
we are 4 years later with this kind of proposal. Is it possible? Banning new petrol and diesel cars within 5 years. It's a pass the pub test.
No, it doesn't pass the pub test. Our electricity grid is suffering already. If you put another couple of million cars being charged on it, how's it going to cope?
You can't travel from Queensland to New South Wales or even beyond just an electric vehicle. We don't have enough charging stations. There's too much space between major cities.
Our technology that we have in regards to all the electric stuff, we need the fossil fuels to charge it all because the other mediums come nowhere near cutting it. This whole new technology they're trying to bet on, it doesn't exist yet.
Next 5 years, that's too soon. That's not going to happen, I believe. For some people like us that do several hundred kilometres a day being self-employed, it doesn't pass the pub test. We can't recharge the vehicles. Our politicians just haven't thought about this at all.
No, because at the moment all the cars are charged burning coal anyway. 82% of all the electricity coming out of your power points is 82% burnt coal.
No, it doesn't pass the pub test. How much pollution does it create to make the electric cars rather than just running the petrol cars at the moment?
No, it doesn't. How are 5 people in a family going to charge 5 cars when they come home from work? How are you supposed to tow a caravan or a truck? And I agree with Scott Morrison, it's going to ruin your weekend away.
There you go. How you go? You got to move the Camry to charge the Tirana.
Oh, they've got their work cut out for them.
Jam Nation.
Okay, as Australians or as people who live in Australia, we know we're coming into magpie season.
Magpie time. You get the magpies out in the morning. I love the sound.
Actually, they have the most beautiful song.
Ryan, am I right? Crack the window and you'll hear
What have you done?
Nothing. Hey, like a little magpie. Right, no, that's enough.
Do magpies live overseas? Are they just Australian? Brendan, you're looking at me strangely.
I'm thinking about that. No, I don't know.
Will you please Google that for me, Ryan?
Yep.
So,
do magpies look after overseas?
Look overseas.
Live overseas.
Yeah. I wonder if they're native to Australia. There seems to be an intrinsically Australian problem of being swooped every year. The Japanese ambassador, he's got a nice sense of humour. He's posted a picture of himself wearing a bike helmet. He's riding his bike outside, and he's got chopsticks jammed into it to fend off the magpies. But as he says, he scented the chopsticks with sushi and Wagyu beef, so that they associate him with the smell of food and might like him.
Did that work for him?
Well, he said, "Dear magpies, how about we call it a truce this swooping season? I'm even trying to blend in. If the urge to go after my helmet proves too tempting, have a complimentary chopstick. They're scented with sushi and Wagyu beef." Interesting, the BirdLife Australia National Public Affairs Manager, Sean Dooley, has said that really, the best way to keep one on side is to feed it.
Oh.
Whether you agree or not, the only foolproof method is to make sure the magpie knows that you're a friend, and the only foolproof method of doing that is to feed them.
Somewhere you're going to put food all over your helmet.
Well, the magpie that people have fed almost never swoops on the person who feeds them. And Chris Brown has said, magpies have incredible brains. They remember the faces of hundreds of people, and they remember whether they're friends or foes.
Oh.
So rather than running, hiding, hitting them with a stick or an umbrella, you're just inflaming the situation. He has said, take a positive step towards peace. This is hard, he said, and do it maybe with sunglasses on. Stand your ground, take off your hat, show them your friendly face before moving on.
Smile at the magpie.
This simple act should take you off their swoop list for years to come.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, so you get them in New Guinea as well, and then apparently we introduced them to New Zealand, and they're now like a pest.
Woohoo!
Sucko, New Zealand.
Our work here is done.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
It's Jonesy and Amanda. Nice looking morning and the start of magpie season as we get into this springal time of year. I've just made that word up, I think.
Springinal?
Springinal.
I've heard autumnal.
Yeah, I think it's a thing. You were talking about this Japanese guy.
Well, Japanese ambassador, and he's posted a picture of himself with a bike helmet on with chopsticks in it, and he said they're scented with sushi and Wagyu beef. Magpies, help yourself to these and leave me alone.
Sure.
The BirdLife Australia National Public Affairs Manager has said that really you need to get them on side, and the only way you can often do that is by feeding them.
Well, Dr. Chris Brown says you've got to eyeball those magpies.
Which is hard. Maybe keep your sunglasses on the first few times you do it. Don't let them go for your eyeballs.
I like to go a little bit De Niro from Taxi Driver. You talking to me? There's
and
no one
how's
else
that
here.
gone for you?
I haven't been pecked by a magpie, so who looks foolish then?
You talking to a bird in the middle of the park? Stray birds, your wife will be thrilled.
Caitlin's joined us.
Hello, Caitlin.
Good morning, Josie and Amanda. How are you?
Very well. How do you deal with it all?
So, disclaimer, I am not a researcher into magpies, but one thing that does need to be said is feed them insects. Do not give them human food because magpies are really susceptible to brittle bone syndrome.
Oh, really?
If they eat human food, because it doesn't have all the nutrients and especially the calcium that they need, which they get from like the insects' exoskeletons, they don't have enough calcium to build up their bones, and they get very sick. And worse, their chicks, because their chicks are getting a lot of, at this time of year, most of the adults' food is going into, trying to get their little chicks fully grown. The chicks don't have the nutrients to actually build up their bones. So they end up with horrible disfigurement in their limbs. Their beaks literally will snap off.
Oh.
And the only kind thing to do is take them to the vet and send them to the big sky in the sky.
Oh, so don't give them human food. Yeah. Don't give them bread, and don't give them meat.
Yeah. No, don't. There are actually some things you can do though. If you have a backyard and you haven't been spraying pesticides, dig a hole and find some worms.
Right, so you're going to walk around with worms in your pocket, Caitlin.
Sacrifice your worms.
Right.
Yes. Another thing you can do is at the pet shop, you can buy mealworms. You can get 100 grams for, what is it? It was about $16 last time I had a look, but it's probably gone up a bit since then. And you chuck them in the fridge and they can live for a month or two in the cold. And then you see your magpies and then give them food.
The hard thing is, this way we make the magpies dependent on us for food, which isn't good either,
well,
is
you'll
it?
walk around, what have you got in your bag? You've got all sorts of food. You've got a lady bar in
I'm
there.
not going to give
Can
them
you throw the magpie a lady bar?
No, I think mealworms is the way to go.
What, you got to walk around with mealworms?
No, you do it at home. You don't have them in your pocket.
Well, yeah, when you get swooped by the magpie, you got to offer them something. And then what happens when you don't have anything? They don't care.
But then they remember you. This is the point, is do it a couple of times, then they remember you, go, hey,
so you're like in a Disney movie with all these birds flying around you. Flo's here as well. Hello, Flo.
Hello.
Hello, Flo.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. My peer, well, first of all, this is a lovely surprise to speak to you both this morning.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you, Flo.
My theory is much less scientific. I'm Irish, and we were always told to salute them. So acknowledge them, show them respect. So, you know, the saying, one for sorrow, two for joy. So if you see one, it's not going to be sour. You salute them. And I've done it all my life, and I've read it in Irish books. I'm not the only mad person that does it. My children used to laugh at me all the time, but now they're adults, and none of us have been swooped.
Well, I think that goes with the idea. Of course, you turn to face it, and you eyeball it and acknowledge it.
That's
and
not crazy,
while you're
is it?
saluting, and that's what's doing the trick.
Well, thank you, Flo.
Thank you. That's a good one.
Top
All
of the
right.
morning to you
Thank you
too.
very much.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
I'm the cool dad.
Dad.
Daddy-o. LOL. OMG. WTF. That's my thing.
Every day this week we run stories about daggy dads.
All you have to do is register your story at wsfm.com.au. It could be you embarrassing your kids. Maybe you're the child dobbing your dad in. And if we pick you, you win a $1,000 Bingley voucher just in time for Father's Day this weekend.
Amanda from Asheville has dobbed in her dad. Dad's always breaking out in dance, writes
Oh.
Amanda. He thinks dinner being ready or the mower starting first go is the perfect excuse to bust a move. One year, I won an award at Assembly, and he stands up and starts dancing the Make It Rain dance. More people suddenly watching him than me, and I was utterly mortified.
Well, we have Amanda on the line. Hello.
Hey guys, just hearing that gives me the shivers again.
I can imagine. What's the Make It Rain dance? Is that the sprinkler one? What's the Make It Rain one?
He just gets up and he starts like beating his chest and he's like pulling something from the air. It's horrible. Whenever he's got a crowd, it gets twice as bad. Growing up, whenever my friends would come over, I would just die when he was just busting a move and thinking he was so cool.
Isn't it funny? Because if someone else's dad did that, it'd be funny. When it's your own father, it's horrifying.
Yeah. And what are you doing for your dad for Father's Day on Sunday, Amanda?
We're having a barbecue.
Of course.
I'm sure he'll spend most of it dancing. But
There'll be some dance. Be disappointed, but congratulations, you won him a $1,000 Bingley gift card.
Thank you so much.
Bingley has a huge range of great gift ideas to celebrate the
that's worth
dad
dancing
in
over.
your life. Bingley, better living every day. Absolutely.
What's
well
your
done.
dad's name, Amanda?
Pasquale, and he'll be listening right now.
Well, Pasquale, bust a move on Sunday.
Get
You've
into
earned
it, mate.
Jam Nation.
Well, our next guest is one of the few people I know who can pull off wearing sequins in the jungle. Well, now she's set to appear alongside Hollywood megastars Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart by lending her voice to a villainous guinea pig. It's like I've got a strange Scrabble hand, and these are the words that have come out. It's the new animated action film, DC League of Super Pets. Julia Morris, hello.
Oh, good morning, you guys. How are you?
Great.
How did all this come about, you being a guinea pig?
Well, as you know, my beloved Dr. Chris and I like to go out to market as a group. And somebody came and said, do you know what? Would you guys like to be a couple of really strange guinea pigs in a DC League of Super Pets film? And, you know, you don't really let the grass grow under your feet before saying, yes, please, I'm desperate.
Yes.
So, along we went. We recorded our voiceovers in North Ryde, if you don't mind. And it slotted into the movie, and here we are. We
There you
can't
go.
believe that we're in a DC League movie.
So you both play guinea pigs, Mark and Keith.
Yes, I'm Keith. My beloved doctor is Mark. Do you know, he was telling me when he very first got the call, and he just thought, oh, yeah, well, it makes sense because of the way I look and my jaw. I guess I'm finally going to get to play a superhero. And they're like, yep, you're a guinea pig.
Yep.
So, whereas I, on the other hand, had grown a certain type of fur as I sort of went through 50 across my face. So it felt like a matter of time before I was playing a guinea pig. But so it's been a lot of joy.
But you're a guy guinea pig. Do you change your voice?
Well, I'm made out of liquid, and sometimes I turn to ice.
Oh.
So I said to them, am I allowed to say that I'm fluid?
You are fluid.
I mean, on so many levels. Yes, well, Keith. I mean, who's to say a lady can't be called Keith?
You'd be a Keithette or a Keithina.
It's a very feminine name when you think
it
about it.
is.
Yeah, well, but here you are playing a guinea pig, and they're very sexy, I think.
No, that's exactly right. Well, do you know that they eat their own poo-poo?
Oh,
Yeah.
did you have to do that to get into character?
I was tempted, but apparently you can only do it once, and the next time it's so toxic it kills you. So I figured I wanted to keep that one time, maybe for later in my life when I've forgotten that you're not allowed to.
So the fact that you actually researched this scares the hell out of me.
It's not ideal. Do you know an article? I think Siri's listening because an article just presented itself oddly out of the blue in my Apple News. It's like you can only eat your poo-poo once because the next time it kills you.
Right.
Imagine being the person who finds that out. No, it's
well, this is the stuff we learn from you, Julia. DC League of Super Pets. It's in cinemas on September 15. Julia Morris, what a treat.
Oh, I love you guys. I miss you, and it properly warms my heart when I get to chat.
Oh,
lots of love to you.
It's nice. Thank you.
Yeah, can't wait to see you soon.
Jam Nation.
Everybody shout. Come on now, sing out. It's time for the Ghoulies get together.
Don't forget, our favourite Ghoulie of the year will get $20,000 cash, a year's supply of chocolate from Daryl Lee. Give us a call, 906179884. You can call anytime.
What have we got?
My husband and I have just celebrated our wedding anniversary and he bought me some beautiful flowers. But what really gets me is you can't actually smell many of the flowers anymore. I just wonder if these commercial growers cultivated the flowers so they've lost all their perfume. You know, when you get a bunch of flowers, the first thing you think is, oh my God, how beautiful are they? And these days, when you get a bunch, you go, yeah, they're beautiful. But I can't actually smell them. So that's what really gets my ghoulie.
That's very true.
She's complaining about the flowers. The guy's getting the flowers.
She's not complaining to him, but it is true. And I wonder if to ensure the flowers' longevity, I don't know whether cryogenically freezing them or whatever they do, storing them in gas and things, maybe that takes away the aroma. I don't know.
Why does flower water always smell so bad?
It smells like a dead body. You're right.
There you go. What about that? There's your smell.
What else?
My ghoulie is, after listening to all these great TV shows that tell us how to save electricity, and I go around and turning off everything that's on standby, then you find out when you get your electricity bill, it's an estimate. So what's the point of saving electricity if they're not going to read your bloody meter?
Is it an estimate?
I think if they can't get access to your meter.
So you might, particularly for one quarter, work really hard.
Yeah, you might work really hard
to keep the number down.
Yeah,
and it's an estimate.
Not my family. They're working as hard as anything to just keep it up as high as they possibly can.
Up to 11.
Out with the bad, in with the good. If you tip that, doesn't matter. You can always call our hotline number 906179884. It's 5 to 9.
Our favourite caller, email, or Facebook friend wins $300 to spend it on dinner at the Cat and Fiddle in Balmain. It's a very popular pub, fine dining restaurant, caters to locals, visitors and music scene lovers.
You like the music scene?
Oh, I dig the music scene, man.
Man, I want to be there. You also get the Josie and Amanda tea towel and fridge magnet with our little dolly heads on it.
A woman took to Mumsnet to ask people whether they'd allow a stranger into their house to look around if the stranger said they used to live there. This happened to her. Happened to my husband. He knocked on the door in England of the house he grew up in.
And that's very unlike Harley to do that.
It was. And the woman had said, I've got something for you. And she'd kept his marbles in a jar. He finally got his marbles back. The tribal drum was beating for visiting your old house. Has it happened to you? Well, here's Alexis.
Saw the light on, thought we'd pop in.
From Lane Cove.
My father had purchased 4 vintage watches which he was going to give to us upon his passing. We'd moved out, we'd been out for 2 weeks, the people had moved in. We were asked by our dad, I've actually left the watches hidden in the house. Can you and your sister go back to the house and ask if you can go through the master bedroom and see if these watches are still there? So we rock up on a weekend to this family to say, we're really sorry, but we've got to go through your vents in your bedroom to see if we've left these vintage watches here. We're halfway through the job and we get a phone call from my dad going, hey girls, we found the watches. You don't have to worry about going to the house anymore.
They must have thought you were crazy.
We got a number of very weird looks. I can tell you that.
You would have too. Imagine going back and saying, I'm after my vintage collection of Big and Bouncy.
Oh, we found that and burnt it, you freak.
Righto, you two. That's enough.
Who knew you're into jumping castles? Well, Ugly Phil has your chance to get on the standby list to win your way out of winter to Vanuatu this time.
We'll be back from 6 tonight for Jam Nation.
See you then.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Wipe the tears, baby, tears from your eyes.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Goodbye.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast. Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.